Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lee and I'm learning to ride the Summerboard SBX. Now this is my second video on the SBX, but it's actually going to be my third battery. I did have another battery not on camera. I met up with a local guy, who really wanted to see what they were all about, a wakeboarder, and he had a go, and he was a lot better than I was on my first battery, but it ended up turning into a bit of a session afterwards. I ended up staying here on my own and doing a lot of riding, and I think I've advanced my skill a little bit, and I'm looking forward to showing you that in a minute. So battery 2 was a bit of a strange one, guys, because I actually attempted to do battery 2 a couple of weeks ago, and the board just kept cutting out on me. I was practicing centering and the board just kept cutting out, and I contacted support. And I've got to tell you guys that I spoke to the CEO on a Sunday, multiple messages backwards and forwards. He asked me to check a load of stuff. He knows that I'm into building skateboards and all that sort of stuff, so he knows I've got more of a technical sort of mind. And we went for a few different things, and we diagnosed it to one of a couple of circuit boards. They sent me a couple of circuit boards out. They didn't put it down as a warranty repair, so I had to pay duty on them, which absolutely sucked, but they sent them very, very quickly. I think within 4 days I had the boards. I took the battery off, took it apart. Now inside there's actually 3 main circuit boards. I'm just going to quickly show you in case you have any issues with this and you want to have a look. The first board is, and this is probably the most important board in there, I think, is the ISO board. This tends to be the board that goes wrong when people are having problems. It tends to be this board. So if Summerboard asks you to maybe check it out or change it, it's not that hard. You just remove the 12 screws off the bottom plate, pull it off, and you can just take the connections off that board and replace it. There are 2 other boards. There is a Hall sensor board, and that just detects that the battery is connected to the board. There's a magnet inside the board, and you can test that with a magnet on this part of the board here, and you'll see that there's actually like a bit of magnetism in there. So that's the Hall board. That can also fail, but it wasn't the case for me. And the third board is the actual BMS, the battery management system, and that's underneath the battery. It's a bit harder to get to, requires a bit of soldering, whereas the other ones are plug and play. So luckily for me, it was the ISO board. I swapped it out and it was fine after that, and it's been fine all the way through the second half of battery 2, which ended up being a full battery. So battery 2 is about 1.5 batteries. So now we're talking that I'm like 2.5 hours into learning this thing. But like I said to you guys, I do have some experience on the Leaf Tech, and you can find the Leaf Tech videos up there. So it's not quite my third battery overall, but it's the third battery on the Summerboard. So the first thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to get padded up, and then I'm going to do some drills on the board. I've decided this is a good way to start off, a good way to get warmed up. Start doing some circles, some figure of 8s, some sliding stuff, and then after that, I'm going to show you the next level, or how I've leveled up a little bit in doing this. I can actually now travel in a general direction rather than just in loops and 8s, and I'm starting to get that glidey feel. Now I'm not a snowboarder, so I've no idea what snowboarding feels like, but I'm starting to get that feel. Anyway, too much talking, Lee. Let's get strapped up and let's start having a go around this massive car park. Right then guys, that is the warm-up drills completed. As you can see, now I've got a bit more room. I figured out like straight away that I can be a bit wider with the turns, a bit more controlled, and I can do like some different stuff with them. So actually coming to a bigger car park than what I was going to originally has helped me massively. So I'm super chuffed about that. But now I'm going to show you where I think I've leveled up a bit, and that is, you know, you've seen them on Instagram doing that stuff. So yeah, let's have a go at that. So yeah guys, one thing I have noticed about riding this Summerboard, for me, I have a problem with my back foot. First of all, my foot keeps slipping out the binding. Very slowly, it just slips backwards until I end up with less control than I had when I started. And I have to stop the board and readjust my foot position. Hopefully keeping that in check will come with practice, but I don't know. Tell me guys, if anybody else out there is having the same sort of problem as me, please let me know in the comments, or if you have a solution, even better. The other problem is I keep lifting my back heel up. I don't know why. I just seem to not be able to control the board unless, like toe side, unless that heel is off the ground. So that's a little bit, it's causing me some instabilities, I know. But again, I just don't understand how to solve that problem. Is it a binding position? Have I got my bindings in the wrong place? Is it form, just bad form? I have a feeling it's probably just bad form. I don't know. But anyway, it makes it more tricky to ride, that is for sure. But it's getting there, isn't it guys? You know what I mean? I am actually progressing with the board, which is good. You know, like I said to you in the last Summerboard video, I'm committed to learning this thing this year. I want to be able to ride it. And also, I want to be able to snowboard. And I think that this, if knowing this is probably going to help me snowboard. I have been for one lesson, and that was about 4 months ago, just before I think it went a bit crazy. And yeah, I was pretty good, although I didn't really sort of get enough time. I was just on a level 1 lesson. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, once I can do the Summerboard, is going to the snow centre and seeing if it translates. But yeah, I'm going to carry on riding, but I think that's it for the end of the video. I've probably got another 20 minutes left in the battery, so I'm going to leave it there. thank you very much for watching. I know not all my audience is into Summerboard stuff, but I think it's something a bit different from the building boards, and during this weather it's really difficult to be sat in my workshop building boards. So yeah, thank you very much guys, thank you for all the support, and I'll see you on the next one.